If John doesn't subscribe.
There he is. You said he would be here.
It wasn't your fault.
I had met her that night. Then
No, that's why I'm here. I've been reading some stuff on Dark Jurassic. Brooklyn's death was no accident. She was targeted.
But why? Who would even want to do that?
I don't know for sure, but whoever killed Brooklyn is coming after the rest of us too.
Hello everyone, welcome to this rant, I guess I would call it, about Chaos Theory, what I thought about the show. And I don't have any notes or scripts, so this is going to be really chaotic. I'm going to try to cut it down, keep it kind of short. It's been a week since the show came out. I watched it that morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, all the way through 10 o'clock. There's 10 episodes. It's on Netflix for anybody who wants to watch it. And I have a lot of mixed opinions about this show, to be honest. I will say it was better than I expected. I knew we were going to have a little bit of a mystery theme, but I didn't expect it to be as developed as it was here. I expected something more like what we got with Jurassic World Dominion, which I didn't want to see, which is just, oh look, there sure are dinosaurs here on the mainland. It's wild, which I've talked about before, how I really despise that plotline. But this show actually did something really cool and unique for me with its mystery theming, and the soundtrack, by the way, carried that theming really well. Like the credits theme was awesome. So anyway, back to what the actual show. What did I think about the show? In one sentence, it's definitely worth a watch for a Jurassic fan or just anybody really. It's a well put together story. It follows consistent themes and storylines. It's really well made. The animation is pretty nice too. However, it's not all perfect. I do think, as I've said like 5 times already in a minute, the theme was so unique from anything we've seen before, and it was very cool to follow these conspiracy lines and thinking about how does this lead back to Biosyn and the dinosaur black market and stuff. And considering they're doing this on the mainland, I think they did a very nice job of making a Jurassic story. However, I don't think this is a good Jurassic Park story. It's a very good story about dinosaurs and people and how this whole new world impacts everyone, and it was great to see all the Camp Cretaceous cast. The dinosaurs were really nice mostly, but it's not a good Jurassic Park story. It feels like a totally different franchise and not one that I enjoy nearly as much. It's very... It kind of is the better Jurassic World Dominion, which is like, oh, it's better than Jurassic World Dominion. I would stand by that for sure. But also, it's not really that... words. I can speak those. Yeah, it doesn't really feel the same in any sort of way that I'm like, oh, here's the continuity of this universe that I really love. This is a totally just different media at this point, and it's really action-focused and very run-of-the-mill moneymaker. Obviously, movies have to make money, so they'd make them the way that they appeal to general audiences. That's fine. But this is just... I will say they did cut down on the action more than Camp Cretaceous. Camp Cretaceous, I like the overall plot of the show, mostly. Well, at least the first 3 seasons. But it's just like every minute, oh, dinosaur, it's chasing us because it is. Now let's run. And we run away. Good job. Next scene. The general flow of those episodes, they're very cool for a kid show, and even for fans of the franchise, I think the overall plot is enjoyable, but not as much the episode by episode enjoyment of what's going on, and it's very cool from a lore aspect. So is this. It set up a lot of neat stuff, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, in that aspect, I don't like it, but as a story in and of itself, it's really good. 9 out of 10, worth a watch. It would be 10 out of 10, except for these few things I'm going to say. By the way, did I not say spoilers at the beginning? Well, Anyway, this video is going to be filled with spoilers, especially from here on out, so don't complain that I didn't tell you. Spoiler warning. There you go. So, anyways, the ending. Why? I was enjoying the show so much. I was internally smiling at the end. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Cannot wait for season 2. I'm actually so excited for this. That was just so good of an experience just to sit here and watch through this whole thing for 4 hours. It was just so cool. And then, last scene, oh my gosh, guys. When they revealed, like, oh, Brooklyn's still alive, I just react like, no, why? It totally just dropped down the show an entire point for me. Right there. Well, I guess not an entire point, because I said 9 out of 10. As a Jurassic story, it's like a 4 out of 10, but as a story in itself, it's 8.5, 9 out of 10. So, that was so bad. Oh my gosh, I don't know even what to say about it. People are like, oh yeah, she's still alive, and I'm not one of those people who's like, I don't like these characters. I think that Brooklyn's a pretty nice character to put into the story, and fits really well into this mystery theme, but it just didn't work when they're like, and also, the actress already left the show. It would be so convenient, and it made me take the show seriously when she was like, oh, she's dead, and we knew it was going to be like, oh, she's still alive. We really all thought that inside, but then it was just so disappointing, because we'd gone through the whole show, and I would literally think to myself, oh, that was so awesome that they actually made Brooklyn be dead, and it was important to the characters. On all the characters' story arcs revolved around her being dead, pretty much. And then it's like, oh, she's not, it's fine. And then so in season 2, it's just going to be like, well, everything we did in first season, all our character development was like, yeah, you know what I mean. So that was a little bit, well, not a little bit, very disappointing, and really took me out of the show. However, a couple other things. One, the ending scene was a little too chaotic. I was glad to see Big Edie was still alive, and I'll talk about the lore in a little bit, what that means. But like, the Allosaurus and the Atrociraptor and the T-Rex, and then there was so much plot armor there, it was just too much. I would have preferred Big Edie not to be in the fight. Darius has this cool scene of releasing the Allosaurus, and then the Allosaurus fights the Atrociraptors, and then that's it, and then they leave. Maybe Big Edie gets released also, but doesn't help in the fight, but it was just too chaotic. Like, how many dinosaurs can you put on scene and make them do action that doesn't even make sense, because it is a low quality dinosaur fight. I understand that was for kids to enjoy the action because it is more mature, but it's still kind of set for kids a little bit, at least. They're still supposed to be able to enjoy it. So that was a little bit sad. And then also dinosaur designs, most of them were better than Camp Cretaceous, but like the Beckel Spinax, just, I've talked a lot about this on Discord. Just why? Just use the Concavinator. And the Beckel Spinax design is really bad. The skull looks really shrunken. I don't know if that's just because of shrink wrapping, or they actually made it wrong. But like, I looked at the skeleton, it doesn't look the same. Maybe that's just something I noticed. But the main thing is the spine being totally wrong. It's just having weird proportions. It was cool on screen. The Beckel Spinax were neat dinosaurs, but they just look so fake. And the Allosaurus design was awesome. I really love the Jurassic World Allosaurus design, not the Evolution 2 variant, not the Dominion Allosaurus. That one's gross. But the this one, the Battle of Big Rock Allosaurus, was super cool, and most of the dinosaur designs were decent. I really loved all the new elements, like the Atrociraptors not having the laser control was nice. For them to have the whistle and the creepy lady to control them was neat, and in my head, I was supposing she was a Biosyn agent. I don't know if she actually was, but I'm going to assume that she would have been a Biosyn agent, because they referenced their boss, the Dinosaur Trappers, to, what was the guy's name? The district manager of the DPG. I don't remember. But yeah, not the DPG, the DPW. Yeah, that's right. The Department of Prehistoric Wildlife. So, they referenced their boss, who I'm assuming is going to be Dodgson, or lead up to Dodgson. Maybe it's Soyana Santos. But no, she didn't own the Atrociraptor, so that wouldn't make sense. Speaking of the Atrociraptors, where was Red? The transport truck had 4 cases. This does take place before Dominion, obviously. So why would the transport truck have 4 cases but only 3 Atrociraptors appeared? I don't know why this happened. I watched that interview with Scott Creamer where Swerve was talking about the Atrociraptors, and he just didn't answer really. He was kind of like, "Oh yeah." Anyway, next question. So I wonder if they have some kind of explanation to put this in, or they just wrote the scene with 3 Atrociraptors or something. I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear why that was the case. I did feel like they had a little bit too many dinosaurs, but it was better than Camp Cretaceous, where it was, new species every minute. And some of them did feel thrown in there, like the Suchomimus. By the way, I've seen a lot of people really like that design. It personally is fine. I'm glad we've seen it on screen moving in canon. It has been canon since 2015, or I believe, only since 2015. But it would have been a lot better just give it the good pattern, the Jurassic World pattern. However, it does kind of somewhat confirm that this is not the Jurassic World strain, and we've seen many times in the show that obviously people are already creating dinosaurs. They're not all from Lockwood Manor, and Darius seemed to think that they were all from Lockwood Manor, which was interesting because this is nearly 4 years after Lockwood Manor, and he still thinks that's where they all are from until he learns that they're not, which was interesting. So it makes you wonder how much people really knew about the dinosaurs. To be honest, I don't really care that much about the mainland plot lore. It just doesn't interest me, as I've said a bajillion times and will continue to say. But yeah, that was a little bit. There was some good lore here, like the Dark Jurassic feels like a real thing that would actually happen. I don't know. I just cannot take the mainland plot seriously. It's so bad. I'm gonna not go on this rant again, though. Yeah, lore aspects of the show. The Manticorp Island invasion, that's what I want to talk about. Okay, so the Manticorp Island investigation was referenced briefly in the show when you see that many dinosaurs were taken from Manticorp Island. After Camp Cretaceous Season 5, I always assumed what would happen, well, after Dominion and Camp Cretaceous Season 5, I always assumed what would happen is that Dodgson knew about Manticorp Island. I assumed that when he started operating Biosyn Valley, he would have authorized the DFW to overtake the island and move the dinosaurs out. We knew they were still there as of 2018, but probably after they moved onto the mainland, I assumed Biosyn would partially covertly move most of these animals to their valley. However, obviously this isn't the case because Big Edie is not in Biosyn Valley. The Spinosaurus is not in Biosyn Valley, or probably not, because in Jurassic World Dominion, Ramsey Cole references there being only one apex, that being the Giganotosaurus, until the T-Rex arrived, and that you can't have 2 apex predators in Biosyn Valley. Which doesn't make sense because East Sornican in Biosyn Valley is huge. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than Nublar. But, I don't know. It was interesting to see that and think about where the Manticorp Island dinosaurs went. Wait, so now we have to ask again, where's the Spinosaurus? Maybe it'll appear in the next Jurassic movie. And I'd like to see what happened to all the other Rexes. When I first saw the Rex on screen in the cage, Darius said, "Oh, it's not the Rex from Nublar," and then Kenji said, "Oh, is that Big Edie?" And I swear he said it's not one of. It's not. It turned out it was, but my first thought was, "Oh, is it Junior?" Because obviously it's not. Buck and Doe, because they weren't moved to Biosyn Valley until after Dominion took place. Well, in canon, it was originally supposed to be that they were in Biosyn Valley at the time of Dominion, because in the original end scene they were supposed to show up. But yeah, that is not the case, and I'm gonna, now with this very unorganized video, I'm really only making this video for, like, the few of you who want to hear what I have to think about chaos theory, so it doesn't really matter if it's organized or anything. So, yeah, that's basically my opinion on the show. It's definitely worth watching. It's a nice story, well put together. The characters were way more developed than they were in Camp Cretaceous. Done very well. It was very cohesive, made a nice story, but also made me kind of sad because it made me feel like Jurassic Park is gone. And also Jurassic World is gone. I know that's not the case. Maybe, I can't wait for Jurassic Park Survival to come out. I have some worries about that game, though. That it will be too, I don't know, people making it won't be passionate about the game. We don't know much behind the game's development. I'm a little bit cautious about that game, but I do think it will be super nice when it comes out. I'm gonna be optimistic. So, can't wait for that to happen. We've gotten some new information recently on the new Jurassic movie. There seems to be a lot going for it, but it does seem to be a sequel to Jurassic World Dominion, which I think inherently will make it not a good Jurassic story. Feel free to surprise me, the developers of that movie. I would love to be surprised and have an awesome Jurassic Park movie taking place after Dominion, but I have a hard time believing it. I think that this next movie will probably follow a similar line to Chaos Theory as far as my opinion, where, oh, this is a super nice story, well put together, I enjoyed watching that, but it makes me feel like Jurassic Park is gone, which I know it isn't, because there's still people who like it, but there's not really new stuff that makes me feel like Jurassic Park. Even games, Evolution 2 is, I'm going right now, even Evolution 2, it doesn't have the aesthetics. I don't know what it is. It's an awesome game, I love it. It doesn't have the feel. The last thing to come out that really felt like Jurassic to me was Aftermath, which is probably why I've played it so many times. I've played it 3 times twice on this channel. And yeah, it just, I don't know. There's a lot of this had a lot of the same issues as Dominion. I will say it's a lot better than Dominion. It's worth the watch. It's very interesting. I do hope they make a season 2 of the show, mostly just so the story is complete. And I'm not going to go on a rant for too long, because I did want this video to be kind of short. And when I was first planning out my thoughts, I realized I had like an hour of stuff to say. But that's why I waited a week, so not everything was fresh on my mind, and I wanted to talk about every detail in the show. So, yeah, thank you for watching that rant. If you're still here, let me know what you thought of Chaos Theory. Will you watch it? Have you watched it? And if you share any of the same opinions on me about what's happened with Jurassic. But anyway, I really hope they release the soundtrack for the show, because it's very good. It's just a super nice soundtrack and carries that really neat mystery theme, especially the credits music, which I was able to find and put it in this video. Somebody had posted I was about to go screen record it off Netflix, but thankfully I didn't have to do that. Good, because I'd probably get copyrighted if I did, because they don't care if somebody uploads a 4K 15-minute clip of a movie that came out a week ago. But how dare I use 40 seconds of a trailer with reversed and changed values and talking over it. Basically me making no money and doing free advertising. But I'm not doing that right now. I've done that one before. So yeah, ending the video for the 900th time. Thank you for watching. I'll keep you updated on any news and my opinions on this. And yeah, of course, new gaming videos soon. Maybe one more this week, maybe not. We'll see. Summer is coming up, and I think I'll have a lot of videos then. I have a couple of cool projects. I posted about my upcoming next 8 videos because I like telling people my plans and then they end up changing. The video's actually over now. Bye. This isn't a phone call, that's not how you end a YouTube video. Well, anyway, that's it. You can close the video now.